Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you how I fill in my brows, what products I use. So let's just go ahead and get started. I mean, I look real rough like this, but okay. So I wanted to let you guys know, sorry if the camera keeps going in and out. Obviously I haven't done this in a really long time, so my bad. I've recently been using this brow kit where basically my eyebrows are pressed. Now this is something I just started to do last week, and I have been using the soap method for my eyebrows. I would say maybe anywhere from like 3 to 4 months now. So even though my eyebrow hairs are pressed, I'm still going to be showing you the soap brow technique. But just note that it won't take me as long. If you guys are interested in the kit that I'm talking about, I'll be sure to link it down below so you guys can take a look at that. But today I'm just going to be showing you guys how I do my brows with just a bar of soap and a very few amount of products. I really love this technique because it saved me so much time and money, honestly, on like brow products, because I don't have to use as many brow products because your hairs are kind of pushed up. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about as we go along. So the first thing you want to do is get a spoolie. It can be like the cheapest spoolie, like this is the one that came in that kit, for example, and obviously it's like a super cheap spoolie. It's like one of those 50-cent spoolies. So anything that you have is fine. Even if you have like an old Anastasia brow pencil with a spoolie on it, that's okay too. So I try to like videotape myself doing like putting soap on the brow spoolie, and it was horrible. So this is gonna be awkward, but this is my bar of soap, okay? And basically all that you do, how do I do this? And honestly, it doesn't matter what bar of soap you buy. This one's from Trader Joe's. I don't know like if it makes a difference. I don't think it does. But just take your spoolie and you want to cover it in soap completely. Try to do a small amount at first if you've never done your eyebrows with soap, because it can get really messy. And if you have thinner brow hairs, you don't need as much soap either. I have very thick brow hairs. So before I used to use a lot of brow soap. So basically once your spoolie is covered in soap, all you want to do is you're going to kind of coat your hairs in this soap. So just make sure that you're brushing your hairs thoroughly, and you want to brush them in the direction that you want your brow hairs to go. So what the soap does is it kind of acts as a gel. It like glues your brow hairs down. I don't know how this works or how this scientifically makes sense, but it really does. You can put your hair in any direction that you want, and the soap is going to make your hair lay down flat. So anyway, just brushing the brow hairs with soap. So again, this is going to take some practice if you've never done this before, so take your time. I wouldn't recommend that you do this on a day that you're going to get ready for school or work unless you wake up super early to practice with it, because it took me the longest time to try and get my brows the way that I wanted to, because sometimes, you know, you can put too much soap on or your brows just don't want to cooperate that day. It's a lot of back and forth that you kind of have to do, but the end result is really pretty in my opinion. Okay, so now that I've got my brows pretty much completely covered in soap, this is where you get to shape the brows. So I'm just going to kind of, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Can you see if I do this? Ew, I look really ugly up close. Let me back it up. So basically what I'm gonna do is brush the hairs upwards and kind of square them off like this. Take your spoolie, brush your hairs up, and then just kind of cut them off and carve them out so your brows go in that direction. If you have really thick brow hairs, I would just recommend that you take your fingers and you press your brow hairs down at this point, because if they are thicker, sometimes the soap won't grab in certain areas. So just take your fingers to kind of press them down. Awesome. And then since you guys did put a good amount of soap on your brows, you want to make sure that you clean them up. I just use like this little lip pencil. This is by BH Cosmetics. It's a V8, but basically just put water on it and you want to outline your brow kind of like if you were going to carve it out with concealer, and you want to just go around the edges, because when you put concealer and stuff on, it can clump up like this bar soap will, and it's going to make your makeup look really gross. So just outline it around so you can make sure you get all the soap off of your face. And I'm just gonna go back and fix this brow here, because this is my problem child brow. This brow like went to college and did all the good things in life, and this one, I don't even know, this one was struggling. Okay, so this is the shape that I normally like my brows. Pretty fluffy in the front, and then they kind of do a sharper thing towards the end. I like them to be a little crisp. Even though they are fluffy, I still like them to be pretty clean. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our brow product. if you take anything from this tutorial, it is this brow product. This brow product has changed my life. Like, even if you don't do the soap and you find like clear brow gel, whatever, this is what you need out of anything we're gonna be talking about. So this is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. Come on, there we go. This isn't sponsored. I mean, I wish it was, but it definitely isn't. I picked this up randomly when I was trying to figure out how to make my brows a little more fluffy because I was having a hard time transitioning my brows into doing that because I was letting them grow out a little bit more. And I was like, what the hell, I'm just gonna pick it up. It was new. But I am just so in love with this baby. So basically it has like a pencil on this side. And so it's kind of like the Anastasia brow one, but I like this one better. So pencil is on this end, and then when you flip it over, you have the marker on this end, and it gives you these really fine strokes. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because this color is actually way lighter than the color that I need. I'm in the middle of transitioning my hair color, so that's why I got a lighter shade. Hopefully you can take a look at that. There you go. Well, I did that aggressively. Hold up. So there you go. It's pretty light. It makes these really sharp marks. And they really end up looking like hair. So let's go ahead and apply this on our face. So for the pencil part, I really don't take too much time doing this. I just like to carve out the bottom portion of my eyebrows because that's where I have a lot of trouble. If you have like troubles with maybe like the ends or the top, if you're missing hair in any of those sections, that's where I would go over with the pencil. I only use it to carve out and kind of give myself an outline of what I'm gonna go ahead and do. So with this one, I'm just going to start at the beginning and then of course trace my eyebrow out. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm sure you guys know how to carve your eyebrows out at this point in time. Which, by the way, while I'm doing this, I'll talk to you guys a little. And I just fucked up my brow. I wanted to tell you guys that I know it's been literally forever since I filmed a video, but I'm such a person to where, like, if I get into something, like meaning like other projects or like hobbies or whatever, I'm all about that project or that hobby in like that point in time, and I don't put focus on anything else but whatever it is that I'm obsessed with at the moment. And I've always kind of been that way. And for YouTube, I either am obsessed with YouTube and I'm on YouTube like 24/7, even if it's me like not creating content, it's me like watching videos and like thinking of ideas, and I just haven't had time to like be on here. Like, I got a notification for this one YouTuber that I follow, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I really miss YouTube. Like, why am I not on here anymore? And so now that I'm back on here, I'm hoping that I can, like, not necessarily trick my brain, but, like, restart the hobby of, like, making videos and, like, doing a whole bunch of stuff because I get caught up with, like, all the other projects that I want to do in life, and I have so many things that I really want to accomplish, and I keep putting all my energy into those, which I think is completely fine, but then I forget about everything else that's going on in life. It's a really weird or bad, I don't know, it's a weird or bad habit. I don't know how to explain myself. I hope that some of you guys are understanding where I'm coming from, but when I am into something, I'm really into that, and I'm just like, fuck everything else. This is what I'm focused on at the time. So hopefully by me putting out this video, I'll be focused on this at the time, and I can get back to doing the YouTube videos that I really miss doing, because this really releases my creative side, like especially when I'm caught up with like my regular job or like my other projects that I'm working on. I can get really stressed out that all I want to do is like sit on the couch and watch Netflix and not focus on anything else, which there's really nothing wrong with that per se, but I personally like to be productive, and when I'm not being productive, I get in like this really weird funk. So yeah, anyway, the brows are done. I carved out a little bit on the ends here because I am missing some brow hair here, and then up here I have this really weird bald spot, so I just filled it in with the pencil. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the pen side, and that's where we're gonna make the brow stroke. So this is where you don't have to use as much product because your brow hairs are already pushed forward. So basically, I'm just gonna go through and find the bald spots and fill them in, making upward motions, sorry. So like in the front here, let me see if I can get close. I know I look disgusting, so sorry. So like in the front here, I'm gonna make brow strokes. Over here, I'm also gonna make a few brow strokes, but you guys can see for the most part, my brows are already pretty much filled in. There's just little weird bald spots that I'm gonna fill in with the pen side. So just taking it and then making this straight, quick brow stroke. And again, I know this color really doesn't match my hair at the moment, but I am in the process of lightening my hair I went to go see my hair lady and my hair just did not grab the color last time. So if you guys want to see my progress on hopefully my hair going very light, I want it to be like an ashy, almost platinum blonde. Not like all of it, but like a good chunk of it. I either want to do like a balayage or like an ombre effect. So if you guys want to see that transition, make sure you're following me on Instagram. Alright, so this brow's done. I'm going to go ahead and head over to this one. This one doesn't need as much help as my right eyebrow. So I think it's only fair that I tell you guys what I am working on, because I go MIA a lot. Like even on social media, like I'll be again in those phases where I post 50 times a day and then I'll be like MIA for weeks. But one project that I am hoping to start up this year is I really want to open an online store. So I'm doing a lot of research with that right now. Hopefully I can get that opened up and ready and running by next year, like the beginning of next year. So that's what I'm focusing all of my attention on at the moment. And then of course kickboxing. You guys know I'm all about kickboxing right now. Okay, so the brows are filled in, so we're just gonna do the easiest part now, which is carving out the eyebrows. So for concealer today, I'm gonna be using this Stay Naked Stay Naked concealer by Urban Decay. They sent this to me in PR and I honestly really like it. I tried their Stay Naked foundation and that one's also really good. This whole line is just really incredible. I'm so cute. Alright, so I use the same brush. Like, I haven't really switched anything up. This is the Morphe E43. It's just a flat brush. You guys know the drill. And then again, we're just going to carve the eyebrow out. Because even though the end result is a fluffy brow, you of course still want to make sure that it looks nice and polished. So I can't tell you guys how many times I've tried to do this, because every time I attempt to film this brow video, this is where I fuck up. And it drives me crazy sometimes. So hopefully... See, like that doesn't look incredible, so we're gonna try to fix that really quick. Not too bad. Alright, let me do the other side. Awesome. And then for the middle of the brow, from my last brow tutorial, which I feel like literally was 3 years ago, I just don't even try to carve it out too much. I just kind of go up and down and I just blend out, and however it blends out is how my brows end up looking out. I really hate the square brow, in the front. I like it to be a little more natural and like it flows a little evenly. So if you guys want to spend the time to carve it out, it's your personal preference. If your brows look good like that, more power to you, girl. But for me personally, I just do this little thing. I don't even know what this is, but it ends up working out for me. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my sponge and blend all of this out. A good tip for you guys, and you may have already know this, I don't know. I still feel like I'm a beauty guru and I'm like way behind on a lot of things. But when you are blending out your concealer or anything with a sponge, make sure that you're using warm or hot water, because it'll really warm up the product and it'll make it a lot easier to blend out. And then again in the middle, just kind of doing this thing here. Alright, so normally I do my eye makeup first, but because we're just focusing on the brow and this isn't a full-on makeup tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and set the concealer, and I'm using this Fenty Beauty, what is this? Setting powder. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and put foundation on, and I'm showing you guys this part because I use foundation to carve out the top of the brow instead of concealer, because to me personally it just looks a little more natural. So I'm just gonna place a little bit of foundation, not on my forehead, let's not be messy, on my brush. And this is also a BH Cosmetics brush. I guess this is a V8, I don't know, but this is what it looks like. Again, these are all the same brushes I've been using for like years. So if you really do care about what brushes I'm using, I'll link my very first eyebrow tutorial, which is nothing like what I'm doing now, because I'm still using those same exact brushes. So I'm just gonna kind of paint over where my brow hairs are, because I like to kind of give myself like, I don't know, like a warm up of where I'm gonna be doing things, and then I just kind of get closer and closer to the brow. It gives me anxiety just to go like straight for it. All right, so here we go. Okay, we just gonna have to go with it because I'm not gonna put off this video any longer than I've been doing it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. So just taking my sponge and blending it out on the sides. Oh, and the sponge that I'm using is that Junko, the velvet sponge. I honestly really love this sponge. I really hate washing it because the stains are like really hard to get out, so you have to replace it pretty frequently, more frequently than you would need to with the regular sponge, but I think it's worth it. First of all, it's half the price, so it doesn't cost as much to replace it constantly, but I just feel like it blends everything out so much nicer. Okay guys, so here are my brows, just bare. I'm gonna go ahead and put foundation and everything else on, finish up my makeup look so you guys can see it as a finished product instead of just this, because I mean, of course you don't go out looking like this. This is horrible. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back with my full face of makeup, and this is what my brows look like with my makeup. I'm gonna try and get a little closer so you guys can just take a look at, ew, not this, but my eyebrows, so you can see that they look very nice and clean, and the hairs kind of go up, and it brings a lot of dimension to the eyebrow hairs. Now this one of course doesn't look as fantastic because this is just my problem child brow, but this one of course is what I tend to go for each and every single time that I do my brows. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how I do my brows. If you guys have any recommendations or any other questions on anything, please let me know so I can create more content for you guys, because you know I really love doing this. I just need that little push and that little obsession phase all over again to start for me. So if you have anything that you'd like for me to know or want to share with me, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!